Welcome in the House of Horns. My name is Victor Corona, aka Victor Producer. Joining me today, subbing in for Gilbert Manzano, is Fernando Ramirez, who does it for the Sporting Tribune. He covers everything down in San Diego. He covers the LA Chargers as a beat reporter. He does wrestling, everything you name it. He's the do it all guy here for us at Compas on the Beat. But we're here, Fernando, to talk about the Rams falling short after 11 days off. They fall short 27-24. They get down in this game 21-0, fight their way back, tie it up at 21, and then lose on a 50-yard field goal there late in the fourth quarter. Just give me your takeaways from this loss by the Rams, Fernando.
Well, first of all, it was just announced moments ago. Sean McVay, this is a humbling league, and we got humbled tonight. Says he will not rest starters. We need to play, citing better football. So next week against the Arizona Cardinals, it seems like the Rams will be playing their starters. So very interesting to see that, because we all know, Vic, for years and years, McVay would always sit the guys the last game, but they do need they do need to play, Vic. I mean, you see the kind of result from tonight, and it's not just the fact that they lost. Like, Matthew Stafford had 3 uncharacteristic interceptions. Then, dude, I'm telling you this, and Gil's been calling it for a while. It wasn't even Kirk Cousins. It wasn't any of that. It was Bijan Robinson, 22 carries, 195, 1 touchdown. As of right now, they would either play the Bears or the Eagles. Both of those teams feature very good running games. I just don't know how the Rams are going to be able to get out of the first round if they have to play 2 teams that are very good running defense. Oh wait, no, they have a chance for the 5th or the 6th seed. My bad. I apologize.
Yes. It all depends on what happens between the Seahawks and 49ers on Saturday.
Yeah. So it'd be essentially going either to Carolina or playing the Eagles or Bears, whoever drops out of those from the number 2 seed down. So, and I mean, they've already lost to Carolina this season. So, out there in Carolina. So yeah, no, just a rough aspect tonight. They just didn't have it tonight, and they look a little flat. I think they really do miss Devontae Adams. But you got to give credit to Atlanta. They've won 3 in a row now. New Orleans has won 5 or 6 in a row. I mean, both teams are really turning it on late in the season, but I just thought it was just another, it kind of was the part 2, the sequel to what happened against the Seahawks. They just didn't look like they came out with the energy. They didn't look like they got punched in the mouth early. It just it was a big mess tonight. And kudos to the Rams. They almost came back. They almost they tied it. And a couple of weird, I mean, I thought Puka had caught that pass. I'm like, damn, what a catch.
Yep.
It ends up, obviously, he dropped it. I didn't like the second call going down to Tutu Atwell deep down there. I thought, just go to the sideline, go to this, get something closer, get closer to a field goal. But I know I'm all over the place. I feel like the Rams right now, but that was just a tough. Like I said, felt like part 2 of the Seahawks game, to be completely honest.
Yeah, they just came out flat, Fernando. And that's, I mean, look, you had 11 days. You knew what was in front of you, right? You saw the fact that you didn't have a chance at the number 1 seed. You weren't going to win the division anymore. And so now it was like, okay, we have a chance to either get the 5th or the 6th seed. And they just did not come out with any juice in this game. And I thought Adam Grossbart's tweet said it perfectly, where he was saying that it's the Carolina game all over again, where they just came out flat in that first half, and now they're clawing their way back. And I give them credit for at least coming back. I thought, finally special teams does something with Jared Burns blocking that field goal.
That dude's fast. That dude is really fast.
Yeah, what was it, like 22 seconds? He was blocked, he became the heaviest guy at 265 or above with that kind of speed, which was really impressive for Jared.
By the way, he also had a shout out to Tyreek Hill, peace signing the Falcons.
Yeah, and that was the other thing that I thought it was kind of funny that it was going to happen, because the other 2 times Fernando, that the Falcons had blown a 21-point lead. One of them was that 28-3 Super Bowl, and then another one was to Matthew Stafford when he was with the Lions. So I'm like, well, maybe
Wow.
third time's the charm here for the Rams. Maybe they can make it happen. And I I don't know if you felt this way as well, but I'm like, if Raheem Morris blows this lead, they're firing him tonight. Like the fact
Oh, yeah.
the fact that Arthur Blank was in the sideline, I'm like, oh my god, like this is like the perfect recipe here for them to fire him. But like you said, they've won 3 in a row, and like now the Rams, I just don't know where this team is at right now, and I give kudos to Gilbert because he was calling it. I know people were critical here on House of Horns, the fans, for everything that he had talked about, whether it was a secondary, whether it was special teams. There was always something missing with this team, and I think to me the thing that I kept pointing at, Fernando, was the fact that they had an easy schedule this year. They had an opportunity to win 13 games easily, right? And you blow that game against Carolina, you blow that close game against the Seahawks, and now you blow this game against and I guess the one silver lining I'll take away from this team is the fact that they have yet to get blown out this season. The other
Yeah,
lost
no.
one possession games, Fernando, and so m- maybe McVay just needs to get it together and be able to win some of these close games, and turn these losses into wins. But I guess that's the only silver lining I can take away is the fact that they haven't been blown out this year. And I
Yeah.
went and checked the last 10 years. Fernando, every Super Bowl winner has lost by double digits at least once during the season. The Rams haven't this season. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
They're gonna need Cardinals to blow them out then to let that happen.
They'll know. They'll know. They'll know. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
They'll know whether
yeah.
they're the fifth or the sixth seed because the Seahawks and 49ers play on Saturday.
I think he's just fired up in the moment. I think he's
Yep.
pissed off, and I think that's why he said he's gonna play his starters. I think he'll do like we the Chargers media. We all thought Jim was gonna announce today Justin Herbert is starting that game on Sunday, and he announced no, Justin's sitting. And you're like, okay, that's what's best for the team, and I get it. You've had I'll say you've had 3 really bad quarters of football in the last 2 games. So I get where he's coming from, but I think he's going to look at that game, and if they're already they're already going to be locked into a seed. I think
Right.
he's going to end up pulling these guys after a quarter, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just going to be a quarter. Guys are going to play, and then all right, let's get out of there. Especially because you don't want to risk any serious injury. I mean, you saw a couple of years ago, and again, I use the Chargers because that's a team that I cover, but the Chargers went into Denver and Mike Williams broke his back literally right
Yeah.
before they went to go play Jacksonville. So you don't want situations like that to happen. You don't want to have to lose a player. The one thing I would recommend to Sean, do not let Devontae play no matter
No.
what. Like,
Yeah.
I saw Devontae was working out before the game. ESPN was showing that. He looked like he was flying around, like he's getting closer, but if I was them, let him practice a whole week if he wants, but do not let him play. I mean, do you really want to play Puka? Shoot, now I'm starting to convince myself that maybe Matthew and Puka and Devontae shouldn't play. Everybody else maybe should.
Like
I
I
thought
said,
Kyron,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought Kyron played really well. I thought in the second half he really turned it on tonight. Man, that dude's impressed me. I've watched him multiple times this year, twice in person, and that dude he's really impressing. I mean, he is every a bit of the back that I remember when I was at his pro day. Everybody at Notre Dame kept on raving about how good he was. They all spoke so highly about him. They said that kid's going to be explosive. And one of the coaches even said, watch, he's going to fall in the draft a little bit. Some team's going to take him and he's going to play really hard for them. And boom, Sean McVay gets him and look what he is now. But again, I still think that the Rams have everything in front of them. I still think that they're a team that can turn it on, especially because they don't have Devontae right now. I really think that Devontae adds a lot. They're struggling when they get into the opponent's side of the field. They struggled tonight. There was multiple times where they went for it at the beginning of the game on fourth and I think it was like 4th and 3, and
One.
fourth and 1. They ran the ball. one of their guys just shot right in and smacked Kyron Williams. So they need Devontae back, and I feel like they'll settle down a little bit when Devontae comes back. But it's just the matchup, and we all know the NFL playoffs is about matchups, and that's going to be the problem. If it's the matchup against the Eagles, the only thing that they have going for them, the Rams, is that the Eagles are not playing well on offense. Yeah, they're winning football games, but they are not playing well on offense right now. So maybe that's something they can hang their hats on. But that's definitely going to be, and the schedule maker is going to love that. They're going to want that game. ESG, I think yes. If the 49ers get the number 1 seed, then the Rams become the 5th, right?
No, the way they explained it today was if the Seahawks beat the 49ers, the Rams get the 5th seed, and then the 49ers to the 6th seed.
So there you go. You guys are gonna have to.
And you have to win against the Cardinals.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to be your get your Seahawks hats. I'm still remembering what was it, Air Bud, when they wore the Seahawks hats?
Yeah,
big ugly Seahawks hats. By the way, the left tackle, was that Humphreys?
Yeah, DJ Humphreys. I was gonna get to it.
He was horrendous tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I remember he played with the Chiefs last year.
Yep.
Missing Alaric Jackson in this game. Then you have Rob Havenstein on the other side missing. I thought McClendon Jr. had been playing really well. He did not play well in this game. And then Quinn Lake. I mean, they've really missed him on defense. As I talked about during the preview for this matchup, the numbers tell you that without him, they've really struggled. So they've opened up his window. So I'm with you.
When do they open it up?
This week. So he should be back either for the Cardinals game. For sure, he'll be back in the playoffs.
Bring him back in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's no sense to play against Arizona.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Like I feel like McVay just said that if you see the team, they'll know where they're at. Why are you even playing your starters more than a quarter in that game? I think by the sometime like Friday or Saturday, he'll make the decision either to play him for a quarter. It just makes no sense. You're gonna know by the time kickoff is at 1:25, I believe it is, on Sunday against the Cardinals. You're gonna know whether you're the 5th or the 6th seed. So at that point, and you'll probably know who you're playing, either the Eagles or the Bears. So why are you even gonna risk any injury, especially the way he's run things? And I think that's the biggest frustrating thing, Fernando, is the fact that you let a big chance to be the number 1 seed. You let a big chance to be the NFC champs. And now at this point, you're having to rely on other teams to get the higher seed to even play the Panthers. At this point, if I'm the Rams, it's just get ready for the playoffs. Why are you messing around trying to play your starters against the Cardinals?
And that's what I wrote today about the Chargers saying, "Hey, Justin Herbert, don't play." Like, and I even gave a list of players that I don't think should play. But I definitely think that McVay was just a spur of the moment. He was hot. He was not happy about what he saw out there. I'm sure he was pissed off about the final drive. I know that I know Troy Aikman called it out. Like, people thought that should have been a penalty on Tutu Atwell at the end where he's grabbing his arm, but Tutu had also kind of shoved him off. So I mean, it's just ticky-tacky. If they're in LA, they probably call that. If they're in well, obviously not, because with the Chargers, they didn't they got that illegal contact called on them, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But I think that McVay obviously does not have it in his head that Saturday night is the 49ers Seahawks game. So I'm sure the only thing he's looking at is his own team. So I think when he sits down and analyzes everything, and that'll probably be on the team flight back, he'll be like, you know what, it's not even worth doing that. But yeah, no, I've noticed on Twitter, especially, I mean, right now, also in here, I mean, Brian, some other guys have been very have been very frustrated by Sean McVay, and I get it. I mean, and that's what I try and tell people, like, no coach is perfect. I mean, I know everybody wants him to be. Like, Chiefs fans are over there calling for Andy Reid to be fired. There's some Charger fans that are like, oh, we hate Jim Harbaugh. And I'm kind of like, how could you hate? Like, these guys are some of the brightest minds in all of football. But Brian, no, I get it. I understand why you're pissed off. I mean, that was a pretty bad called game. There was one play later in the game. I think they went for the field goal here, but on 3rd and 3, he decides to do a counter with
Kyren. Yeah.
With Kyren. I'm like, why? Like, why are you doing that? Like, I get it. Puka's not working. He has 47 yards. But why do you not go towards one of your tight ends or get somebody else moving around? Like, why would you do a counter with the running back? And then, Michael, I'm glad you brought that up. The Rams' destiny was in their hands. That's why after that Tampa Bay game, and I'll even call out some of the media were like, "Oh my God, Sean, like, you guys are the number 1 seed." And Sean said, "If I was you guys," and I don't know if it's because I don't know him that well. Like, I don't like talking about if guys are doing PR or not. But Sean kind of told everybody to relax a little bit. And he's like, the thing is, we don't know what's ahead. Like, we don't know. We could lose a couple games. And I even heard a media member say, "Oh, there's no way. Look at that schedule. There's no way they lose another game." Then they go and lay an egg in Carolina the week after. So that's the thing that people need to start realizing, is that this is a week-to-week league, especially this season has been very, very rough. And ESG, you're completely right. That Carolina loss is now biting them in the rear end. But I really think that they're going to be okay. I honestly feel like they could win a playoff game. It's just depending. I think if you play a team like Chicago, they're going to match up well against Chicago. I don't think Chicago, especially after what we saw last night from Chicago's defense, I definitely think that the Rams could. I know they played them earlier in the year, I think, right? Back in they played the Rams played the Bears earlier in the year.
No,
not
that I can think of.
My bad.
No,
okay,
no, because they play the Lions. So the NFC,
yeah.
they got the NFC North, and it was because they finished first. They faced the Lions. That's why the Seahawks got to face the
You're right. My bad.
Lions.
I apologize. I was thinking about another. Yeah, they played Philly early in the year.
They played them last year because they played the NFC North, and they lost. Philly. I think. Yeah, they lost in Chicago last year.
Yeah. But again, I really think that I agree with Brian. I mean, the Chicago's defense is giving up a lot of points, and I feel like that would bode well for Devontae and Puka and the run game. The defense just going to have to really get after Caleb. I mean, we saw the way the 49ers, I know at no point during the game that they give a fight back, but at the very end, when they needed to, they fought back and they ended up winning that game. But yeah, Vic, I really think that, I know everybody thinks the sky is falling because it's 2 losses in a row, especially with 11 days in between. But I still feel like these guys I still feel like they could win a game too. I mean, who knows? Once you get in the playoffs, anything can really happen, to be honest.
And I'll be honest with you, Fernando, and I'm sure we'll talk about this for the next 2 weeks, but the on both conferences, I'm telling you that this season, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, that 5, 6, 7 on both sides can win games. They can win multiple road games. Well, the AFC, if you look at the Texans, the Chargers, the Bills, and then you look at where the standings are with the NFC, the Packers, the Rams.
That's one team that I don't think can. That's the only team I don't see could make a run is Green Bay. Other than that, I think every other team.
They're missing. But I mean, let's say you get Chicago. Are you telling me that the Packers?
Oh, the Packers can beat them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
By the way, as a courtesy to me, please, if we're gonna name seeds 5, 7, 6 or 6, 5, 7, I don't want those 2 numbers put together. You know which 2 numbers I'm talking about?
Yes.
Because I hate this generation and the crap that they decide to pull. No, I'm kidding though. But no, I agree with you. It's anybody's game this year. Like literally, it's anybody can make a run. And again, it's all about matchups and who you match up well against. So, man, I'm really interested to see who's going to win that game on Saturday night. That game is a big toss-up, but I'm leaning more.
I still don't understand, Fernando,
how the 49ers
we'll get into it tomorrow. But Ravens Steelers being the last game of the season, I have a big problem with that. Like the fact that you had a chance to either have and I get it. I know Carolina against the Bucks didn't make sense,
Oh yeah. I
right?
get what you're saying, but they want
But
somebody that's going to be eliminated.
yes, and I don't understand that, but and in a way they if either they kind of helped the 49ers there because now the Seahawks are having to come all the way across the country and then play on a short week. So
Yeah,
hey,
I saw some
yeah,
media members not happy about the Seahawks having to play Saturday, but hey, that's the NFL. I mean, you're gonna have to play regardless. I mean, if the Seahawks lose, they might have to end up playing Monday or Sunday or the Saturday. Like it's gonna be a crapshoot.
yep.
But I agree with you. Again, and I hate doing this because obviously last year everybody thought, oh, for the Chargers, the easiest
Oh yeah.
competition is
That's
Houston,
why
and
I'm
we all
like,
saw,
look,
yeah,
at least for the Rams, they know what's gonna happen. They
yeah,
already know, right? You don't want to
yeah.
be like, hey, let's get the fourth. And I like ESG's comment that hey, maybe the Bucks get the fourth seed, and then it's like what happened in 2021 when they went to the Super Bowl where they started off against the Buccaneers. So, and I would not be surprised too, Fernando, that if one of those lower seeded teams ends up hosting a playoff game like the championship game, just because of how many double digit wins you're going to have on both sides of the conferences.
You know, it's funny. I was actually talking about it. I called Joe, Uncle Joe Reedy today, and I was like, "What are you thinking?" He's like, "Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Chargers Bills with the Bills hosting, or the
Yep.
Chargers, like something crazy like that, like one of these lower seeds as the ones hosting." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "This year, it's just nobody. You just can't really tell what's happening and at all." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's definitely true." And I know Brian saying Carolina scares me. And by the way, I did not know the BS that's going on right now between the Falcons, the Panthers,
Oh yeah.
and the that's all witchery to me. And the Bucks, what the hell kind of crap is that? Like, if the Bucks win that game, but if the Falcons beat the Saints, that means the Panthers are in the playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of
You know
crap
what?
is
You know
that?
why
Like,
though, right?
yeah, because of the common opponent.
Yeah, because
That's
the
bullshit.
Panthers swept the Falcons.
Yeah, that's crap. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but now I'm sure a lot, even some Rams fans are gonna be like, if they get the fifth seed, go, what's it called? Go Saints. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I mean, right now, if I'm the Rams, if I had to pick between the Bucks and the Panthers, I'd rather play the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks are like, I don't know what happened. They look like a wounded animal right now, just getting ready to end
Free
things. But again, there's a lot of negatives that I'm sure Rams fans can take out of these last few games. But tonight, at least they were able to fight back. At least they were able to get their close.
95ers because they haven't been to the Super Bowl since 95. I love that.
That's
I
pretty
love
funny.
that.
That's pretty creative. You know, it's funny. I was talking about that with my brother today, and I was like, dude, isn't it crazy that like they've been to the Super Bowl 4 times? I think it's been 4 since then.
Yeah.
And Colin Kaepernick, and no, it's been 3. Colin Kaepernick, and then the 2 with Kyle Shanahan
Yep.
and
3.
with Jimmy G and Brock Purdy, and they have not been able to win any of them. So that's pretty. That's pretty. The other crazy stat I think I saw is, if a young quarterback makes it to the Super Bowl, oh no, Jalen Hurts obviously disproved that. He ended up going and winning one. Oh no, and John Elway did too. Well, whatever. But again, I'm sure everybody would love to see Matthew win one more before he ends up calling it quits. But again, I wouldn't lose complete hope. I know everybody's frustrated because of the results that you guys just saw, but I would be I think you guys should still be positive. There's no, except for the Eagles, there's no other team that except for the Eagles, there's no team that Rams fans should really fear. I feel like every other team they could end up beating. The Eagles are just, it's just a toss up, just because that one's just a really bad matchup for some reason.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, Fernando. And this is not just me saying this, but I'm sure the Rams are still the favorite to come out of the NFC, even wherever they land, whether it's the fifth or the sixth seed, according to Vegas. I'll have to check the numbers. I haven't had a chance to, but I would not be surprised if after week 18, they're still the favorites to come out of the NFC. We'll see. I mean, we'll
They've
see
been
what.
there before.
Yeah, they've done it before, especially with this, and they have the. We'll talk to Eric tomorrow, which I can't wait to get into, but he will usually agree with the fact that the Rams have the best coach and quarterback combination. I know Kyle Shanahan has been doing some good work this year with Brock Purdy, but I don't know who you would pick in the NFC with a better combination in terms of coach
Oh,
and quarterback.
on the way up to the game, Dan and I were trying to get him to give us a little something, but he was like, I'll save it for Tuesday. I'll save it for Tuesday. So, coaches, we're going to get into Black Mondays coming up, obviously. And Eric is going to talk to us about who he thinks are some of the coaching candidates, who are the coaches that might be fired. I mean, is what's his name about to save his job if they end up going
Raheem
8-9? Raheem Morris, if they go 8-9, did Mike McDaniel already do enough to save his job? So we're gonna get into all of that tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. But yeah, I mean, Sean has done it before. The only thing is, obviously, is that the defense struggles at times. They seem to struggle more on the road than they do at home. But again, the Panthers have really good running backs. I know that the Bucks didn't have Bucky Irving when they last faced the Rams, but those running backs are just starting to give those really good running backs are giving the Rams trouble, and they may have to do more to kind of crowd the box and try and scheme up new ways. Like this is like Chris Shula, show us something. I mean, there some people are saying that he's going to be on the list for head coaching hires. Well, this is it. Show something. Like, make sure you can scheme something up, do something, put some more people in the box, do some other stuff to be able to scheme better and be able to stop some of these guys. Because I mean, the talent's there. They have four really good. They have a front four that's very good. They have a good linebacker that they obviously paid money, and now it's just about getting the results. But again, I really feel like this game is going to teach the Rams a lot, especially because sometimes you need a little slap in the face before the playoffs start to kind of make you think, oh, okay, now we need to really lock in. I mean, we all saw the Broncos got slapped in the face by the Jaguars, and they really didn't like get it going against the Chiefs either. So you'd rather get slapped in the face and then just get it going and get it going come playoff time. So Rams fans now want Shula taken away and replaced with Brian Flores. That's definitely interesting to see that. But yeah, there was a lot of interesting things coming up with the head coaches. Obviously, is the Rams or the what's his name? The Jaguars OC a candidate? Is Jesse Minter finally going to be a candidate? Chris Shula, is he a candidate? We'll see. By the way, when Brandon Staley first got hired by the Chargers, when you looked up a picture of Brandon Staley on this image thing, you know how I get you pictures sometimes? Yep. When I go to that thing and I'd put Brandon Staley, it'd always give me a picture of Chris Shula. And I'm like, what? Like, that was the only picture that they had. And Chris Shula, I think, was like a linebackers coach or something when back in that day. Yeah. So I was like, why is it only giving me pictures of Chris Shula? So that was pretty funny. But yeah, no, again, in the playoffs, anything can happen. I mean, you guys know better than anybody that I know that year that the Rams won the Super Bowl, everybody kind of picked them to win it, even though the 49ers gave them a tough time. And then they got that lucky catch. Not lucky, sorry. I don't mean to say lucky, but like that favorable catch against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And obviously then they go to the Super Bowl and they beat the Cincinnati Bengals. But you just never know. I mean, maybe you limp into the playoffs, and in the playoffs you get hot and you make a run. I mean, we've seen how many Eli Manning's teams used to do that all the time. They would play like crap, then they'd get hot. I mean, Eli Manning's team in 2000, I think it was 7, they lost to Tom Brady's undefeated team right before the season ended, and then in the Super Bowl they hit them. So I mean, that's the kind of league that we're in. Honestly, we're in an interesting spot. Albert Breer just tweeted out To everyone who's saying this, you're looking at the wrong tiebreaker. Rams 49ers would not be breaking a division tie because it's not for the division title. It's for a wild card tie. Here are the wild card tiebreakers, which locks the Rams in at 6. So they're at 6?
So okay. NBC set Monday Night Football set the wrong thing then.
Here's the wild card tiebreaker, which locks the Rams in at 6. So this is wrong. If the Niners lose and the Rams win next week, the Rams will be the 5th seed based on the tiebreaker of the record and common opponents. So Albert Breer is basically saying that the Rams are in at 6.
Okay, so this is from Nate Atkins, who's a beat reporter. He says this: they still have a lane to the 5th seed if the Seahawks beat the 49ers. So to everyone who's saying, I'm with you, this is wrong. If the Niners lose to the Rams and Rams win, the Rams will be the 5th seed based on the tiebreaker of record common opponents. So now there's a bunch of confusion here. And then of course Albert Breer's added that. So I apparently he's locked. He's saying they're locked into the 6th seed. I'm like I said, I guess we'll wait and see, but that's what everybody is saying is if the Seahawks beat the 49ers and the Rams beat the Cardinals, then they would be the 5th seed. But Albert Breer is saying something else.
Yeah, because Mina said with that Ram, Seattle can fall no further than the 5th seed. Yeah, if Seattle wins on Saturday, LA can grab the 5th seed. But she's talking about just Seattle. By the way, Sosa something goes, the Rams really lost the number 1 seed, a top 10 pick, and a Matthew Stafford MVP in a 10-day span.
Yep.
Flipping hell. Jesus.
We'll see what happens, but I guess the person throwing a wrench in this is Albert Breer. But like I said, the fact that ESPN came out and said that, I will go with him and with
them
instead of, I'm sorry, I know he's a friend of the show and he's a colleague of Gilbert's, but
you're
I'm
good.
Gonna go with ESPN and what
Yep, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's just a lot of different crap being thrown out, but it doesn't matter. All that they need to do is get winning. I believe. I don't know if am I doing this with you this week? The preview?
We're gonna do a preview. We're gonna try to find some time. My guess, if you have some time, we'll probably do it on Friday again.
Yeah, I have to do What's Up Bolts on Friday too, because
we're
gonna wait to hear because Jim said Jim said they're gonna announce on Friday who's not gonna play in the game, so might as well just do it Friday. But Friday's cool. I definitely think that it's a crapshoot. You guys just need to relax, take a deep breath. I know that there's like areas where you guys are frustrated, obviously, with the run defense or the this or the that. Every team, when you get in the playoffs, it has a weakness. It's just, are you able to mask that weakness? And in the past, to be completely fair, Sean McVay has done a good job of masking the weaknesses that the Rams have. So I'm sure if you looked at all the head coaches in the playoffs right now, I think Sean McVay might be one, if not two, of the top head coaches left in this playoff. I mean, I can't even put Sean Payton ahead of him. I know some people
put Nix as his quarterback. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I know some people would put Kyle Shanahan, but I could not. I'd probably say Sean McVay is the top head coach in the playoffs, so I wouldn't bet against him. So I would just tell everybody it is what it is. Just they're going to be able to mask these problems. Don't worry. Just breathe. And again, I'd be very surprised if any of these guys played and again, Sean, I'm sure is going to speak Friday. So by Friday, I'm sure he's going to have he's going to be fine. He's going to be like, all right, these guys are not, Matthew Stafford's not playing. I mean, hell, Matthew was, and they mentioned it on ESPN too. We thought Matthew was not going to play the first 4 weeks of the season with that back injury, and he's had an MVP style season. And again, I don't think a game like tonight should kick him out of the MVP odds. It doesn't take away what he's done. He's played tougher competition. No offense to the Patriots. You can line up the 4 toughest opponents that the Rams have played and line up the 4 toughest that the Patriots have played, and I bet you Matthews performed better in those games than Drake has in his game. So again, I truly believe that Matthew is still the MVP of this league. Unfortunately, I do not have a vote, so I apologize. But if I did have a vote, that would be my vote, just because I feel like he has been balls of the walls. He's been the best quarterback in the league this year. Shit, I wouldn't even put Drake May at 2. I'd put Herbert over Drake May, and then I'd put Drake May at 3, maybe. But yeah, no, I think Matthew's been a hell of a competitor this year. I think and you know what's funny? I can't wait. In a couple of years, it's going to come out that Matthew had everything that Matthew had to do to get himself ready to play on Sundays, Mondays, or Thursdays, or whatever you want. They're going to come out and they're going to talk about how much it took for him physically to play in these games, and we're all going to value him even more, because Matthew's a hell of a quarterback, to be honest. But yeah, Vic, I mean, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, no, I'll just keep my thoughts quick here, my final thoughts, and I'm with you. Like, look, once the playoffs start, it's a whole different season. You just want to get in there. Like, I know I'm ready to get to the postseason already. It feels like a lot of Week 18 is going to be uh, a bye week outside of those three big games, which is 49ers, Seahawks, uh, Buccaneers, and Panthers, and then you have Ravens and Steelers. So we'll see what happens. Now and at least for both the Rams and the Chargers, it's time to get ready for the playoffs. I think whatever happens on against the Cardinals is just you're just trying to get ready for the playoffs. So and honestly, like he's Pro 7 Sauce said 49ers scare me. If I'm the Rams, no team should scare you in the playoffs. Honestly, everybody, as you mentioned, has weaknesses on both of the conferences. So the Rams have a good a shot as any team in the NFC to come out and
Look at
make it to the Super Bowl.
look at how fired up he is.
And so we make no excuses, but we weren't good enough. I do like the fight of this group, the way that we handled ourselves in the second half. And we had our chances to be able to close that game out. And here we are again in a disappointing situation. But this is a humbling league, and we got humbled tonight.
That when he gets fired up, you could just tell by the veins in his neck how pissed off he gets. But this is here real quick, Vic. Last thing, he talks about the from Seattle to this game, I guess.
I didn't think we played bad against Seattle. We had our chances. Tonight we didn't play very well. We gave ourselves a chance to get back at in that game in the second half. You tie it up, you come back from down 21, but it was too much to overcome. You give them credit. They made the plays. We didn't. I make no excuses.
I agree with that. I actually did not think that they played bad against Seattle. They did everything that they needed to. It's just that Seattle at the end of that game, if you remember, they scored the 2-point. They went for the 2-point conversion and they converted it. So there's nothing more than that. I mean, I think the Rams have done everything that they needed to in offensively, in a sense. They did everything that they needed to against the Seahawks, and tonight, obviously, it was kind of a up and down game. But
Flight Geek says Seahawks should scare you. I mean, what's the difference? 1 point in the two games. Why would the Rams be scared, or the Seahawks, vice versa as well? I mean, it was a 2-point win for the Rams and a 1-point win for the Seahawks. One point difference. That's it.
The only game that if I was the Rams that I'd be nervous about would be playing Philly. Other than that, there is no.
I'm sorry, but
anything can happen. Yeah, anything can happen in the playoffs. I mean, and we've all seen it how this is all dictated. But yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, it is what it is. They lost, and now it's time to man up and get ready, because that Cardinals game. Well, obviously, again, I think they're going to sit guys, but
I'm with you.
But again, it's all about what happens in the playoffs, and let's see who they get. Personally, I hope it's the Bears. I want to see them against the Bears.
I kind of want to see that Bears matchup, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've already seen the Eagles one too many times, and we all know what way it goes. So I want to see them against the Bears, and then let the chips fall where they may. And again, I'm going to give you an early prediction. I think the 49ers are going to beat the Seahawks. I just don't see how the Seahawks are going to be able to beat them in San Francisco in that element with that stupid air horn going off every 20 minutes. every play that they have. And the way San Francisco's been playing lately, I just don't see how they can beat them. But for San Francisco to be down and out all year, no Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa, and to potentially be getting the first overall seed or the first seed, that's freaking nuts. Especially because now they're talking about how Fred Warner is pretty close on it coming back. So I'm definitely
they said that he might if they need him, he might be ready for the NFC Championship game. But we'll see if they even get there. I mean, it's a loaded draft. I mean, it's a loaded.
Vic, you're already talking about the draft?
Yeah, I know. I'm already in. It's been a long season, Fernando.
I get
ready
it, Vic,
to start the playoffs already.
No, I mean, this week is just going to be, except for those 3 games, there's nothing else that's going to be interesting in between these. But Vic, why don't you
let's get out of here.
We'll be back. We'll be back Friday, guys. So don't forget to check out. And then tomorrow, head coaching carousel, Eric D. Williams from Fox Sports joins us, and he'll be talking about all things coaching carousel. We'll even get his thoughts on the Rams heading into the playoffs and everything else. So go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, no, let's I hope everybody has a happy new year. Stay safe out there. I'm currently in Oklahoma. I'll be back Sunday for that Cardinals game, so I'll be on the post-game show. I want to say Gilbert is back by then and he'll do the post-game show, but I might have to call in a pinch hitter there as well. But we'll
hold on. I know I'm jumping over to the Compa side, but that's for one reason and one reason only. You mentioned Gilbert.
Yes. Hold on. I got
I put it back. My bad. I just wanted to do it for the noise effect.
Yeah. There you go. All right, let's get out of here, Fernando. Let's have a happy new year. Enjoy the week here. Hey, look, happy. He's like, I believe Gilberto Rams are frauds. So, Happy he was not happy with Gilbert, and especially after that loss to the Seahawks. So, we'll see. It says the Buccaneers says we are one step closer to a new coach in Tampa. So I understand why people are upset with. It's not his fault, man. Like when you have that many injuries, I'm sorry. Like I just and this has only been his one bad season. You're gonna fire him after all the injuries. I don't know. I get it. I'm telling you.
I think they gave him a contract extension in the offseason. So
I'd be very. If you get rid of Todd Bowles, somebody's gonna sign him up like the next day.
That's the same thing I'm saying about John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh gets fired in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I bet you the Giants hire him the very next day.
Yep. Happy humor. All right, let's get out of here. Have a happy new year. Like I said, Fernando, why don't you close us out here? As I'm here in the dark, I need to get myself a better a ring light here.
No worries. Appreciate everybody for checking out the post game show. I know it's tough, but we're always here for you guys. So you guys are the best. We'll be back on Friday. Tomorrow, guys, Happy Gilmore. Tomorrow, jump in over at the Four Compa show. Gilbert won't be there, but Eric D. Williams will be there. We'll talk about the head coaching carousel. So make sure you guys jump over there. Friday, we'll be back on here with preview for the Cardinals game. And everything else. Make sure you guys have a happy new year. Do not forget, no drinking and no driving. Call an Uber, call your best friend, whatever it is. Do not drink and drive, but make sure everybody celebrates. 2026 is going to be a very great year for all you guys. 2026 is going to be a great year for the compas as well. So appreciate everybody. You guys are the best. We're signing off. See you guys in 2026. Thank you, guys.